Hello, I'm David Higley, President of the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale. Our school is licensed by the State Board of Independent Colleges and Universities and is authorized to confer Associate of Science and Bachelor of Science degrees. Each year, hundreds of talented students from around the nation and abroad come to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale to train for their future careers. Our faculty, who have extensive professional experience, combine their talents with our highly specialized curriculum to produce graduates who are thoroughly prepared to meet the challenges of today's workplace. On behalf of the faculty and staff, welcome to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale.
A lot of people, especially from the school, they find going down to the Strip, the Fort Lauderdale Strip, they find that most entertaining because it's always packed. Everyone's on the beach, they're laying out, always getting tan or going shopping, and they have quite a few restaurants there to hang out.
When you're in Fort Lauderdale, you have the city, you have the museums, you have the library. At the same time, you've got the beach, all within 15, 20 minutes of each other. Very easy to get used to.
Yes, there is enough time to study and work. I work for four hours a day, and then I come home, and I have time finishing my studies. There's no problem with working.
I don't find it a problem working part-time and going to school, especially in the beginning. The first year was not difficult at all. Actually, I was working about 5 nights a week, waitressing. And just now, because it's towards the end and the work is due, that you can cut back your schedule, and I think most people or employers that you work for on a part-time basis are very understanding of that anyhow.
When I came from Peru, there was really no difficulty to find an apartment. And yeah, there are a lot of apartments that you can go. And I live by myself, and I'm very happy.
How is it living in the dorms?
It's pretty good. It's fun. You have one roommate. 2 roommates to each room, so you have a lot of room to yourselves. We have recreational areas where you play pool or ping pong, and outdoors we have basketball and volleyball, and we also have a pool.
To me, photography is emotion and mood, to try to show the viewer something that's close to you and try to make them feel as close to it as you are. I wanted to be a fashion illustrator because my mom was a seamstress, and I've had a fashion magazine in my hand ever since I was 12 years old. Since I couldn't draw, I decided to photograph fashion. The Art Institute has exposed me to a professional level of photography that has helped me set a standard for my photography as well.
The reason why I chose the Art Institute is very personal. It's a very informal setting, and everybody knows you by your first name. Even the department director, you know, is friends with you.
You want to make sure that the mannequins are nicely placed.
You have students in the class who are very dedicated. Most of them work very hard individually. I don't really think there's that much of competition between students. You know, it's just being the best that you can be.
I was studying design at another school, and I chose the Art Institute because I had better technical training. I have teachers here that were architects, which I didn't have at the other school. My favorite project was a bank that I designed from the ground floor up. After graduation, I have two career paths. One is leading towards interior design of residential homes, high-end residential homes, and the other would be space planning for high-end commercial.
Commercial art at the Art Institute is it's very competitive, it's very rewarding, and it's a really good experience.
So, take this.
Question.
Yeah.
Because it's so small on the screen, is that because it was on a different program? When you
I think a student in commercial art has to be very hardworking and very creative, very spontaneous. You know, you have to kind of come up with things at this very moment. You have to love what you're doing because it's very important. You know, it has to be kind of a labor of love. You can't just do it because you think it's going to make you money. You got to like doing it, and then you'll be successful.
I chose the Art Institute because they specialized in music and video. I wanted to get into the music industry, and they seemed to be the ticket that I was looking for. So, last quarter I took audio for video, and that class determined, or pretty much determined, what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. It got me really interested in the audio for video aspect, and that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I would recommend this program because it's so diversified, and you learn not only technical skills, but you also learn business skills that give you a well-rounded education in the music industry.
I feel what makes the instructional staff so good here is that all of them are in the field. And for example, my drafting teacher is an architect by trade. My building model teacher is an architect by trade. My design teacher is an interior designer and has been for, I think, over 20 years.
The instructors let us know the backgrounds that they have. Most of them are willing to show us their work. And we've seen some of their studios. They're just willing to help us in any way, and I think that's really important.
They're more or less a friend, even though they're a teacher. You can talk with them if you have any problems. You can talk with them after class, during class, and I think that friendship level is really important.
What makes the instructors good is that they know what they're doing. I mean, they've done it all. I mean, they've got resumes. I've seen some of their resumes, just outstanding. I mean, I can't believe it. One guy, you know, writes very popular songs, and, you know, you hear on the radio every single day, but yet, you know, he cares enough about the future that he comes and he talks with us, and he's great.
I work for an artist management company, and I scout bands, book bands, and eventually negotiate record contracts for those acts. To be successful in this business, you need to be aggressive, hardworking, and have a strong technical background. The Art Institute gives you that edge to help you be successful in the business.
I graduated from the Art Institute 3 years ago. I'm currently production coordinator at Score Productions, where I began as an intern. I certainly feel that my training and education at the Art Institute helped me get my foot in the door and advance through the company.
For 18 years, I was an interior designer for the royal families in the Middle East. When I returned to the United States, I decided to make a career change and pursue my first love, that of being an artist. I attended the Art Institute, and when I graduated, almost immediately I was hired as an art director for an advertising agency. My experience at the Art Institute was so invaluable that when it comes time for me to hire new people for my art department, I always return to the Art Institute.